All right, let's dive into one of the biggest mysteries out there. And you know what's wild? It's happening right now inside your head. We're going to take a journey into the most complex object we know of, and it's literally the thing you're using to hear and understand me this very second. Okay, let me ask you something. Think about the color red, a bright fire engine red. Is the red that you see the same red that I see? I mean, really, how would we ever know for sure? It sounds like a simple question, right? But trust me, it pulls the rug right out from under what we think of as reality. Because here's the thing, and it's a bit of a mind bender. Everything we know from neuroscience points to this one staggering conclusion. Your reality, it isn't set in stone. It's a suggestion. Yep, a story, a movie, maybe even a simulation, all cooked up just for you by a master storyteller. So who is this master architect who's pulling the strings, responsible for every single thing you see, hear, think, and feel? Well, it's time for a proper introduction. We are, of course, talking about your brain. I mean, think about it. It's the ultimate control center. It's the CEO of you, the director of your own personal movie. Every single experience you've ever had, that cup of coffee you tasted this morning, or that distant memory of a childhood birthday party, it all comes from right here. And here's the kicker. All of that power, all of that mind-boggling complexity, it's packed into this squishy, kind of weird-looking organ that weighs only about 3 pounds. It's an entire universe of potential that you could, well, literally hold in your hands. Okay, so how does it actually do all this? How does this master architect build your world from the ground up moment by moment? Well, it all boils down to this incredible, nonstop symphony of tiny signals. And this symphony really has 2 main players. First up, you've got neurons. Just think of them as the brain's messengers, or maybe like super tiny wires. And then you have synapses. These are the microscopic gaps between those wires, where the message has to make a leap of faith to get to the next one. So here's how it plays out. It's kind of like a domino effect or a relay race. One neuron gets a signal, and boom, an electrical pulse shoots down its length. When it gets to the end, it releases these little chemical messengers that jump across that gap, the synapse, and kickstarts the next neuron. And this whole chain reaction just keeps going at a speed that is almost impossible to imagine. And get this isn't happening just once in a while. We're talking trillions of these connections firing every single second. Right now, inside your head, there's a lightning storm of activity, just so you can process what I'm saying. It's this beautiful chaos that somehow creates you, your thoughts, your consciousness. Okay, so we've got the how. Now let's get to the fun parts, the what. Let's talk about the brain's superpowers. And I'm not exaggerating. Prepare to have your mind blown by, well, your own mind. Let's just start with a number. Around 100 billion. That's how many neurons you have. To put that into perspective for you, that is more neurons than there are stars in our entire galaxy, the Milky Way. You are literally carrying a galaxy's worth of cells around in your head. But wait, it gets even crazier. Each one of those 100 billion neurons can connect to thousands of other neurons. So the number of connections, the synapses, is somewhere around 100 trillion. I mean, that's a number so big our brains can't even really picture it. So how does all this biological hardware stack up against our best technology? Well, it's not even a fair fight. Your brain runs on about 20 watts of power. That's barely enough to power a dim light bulb. Meanwhile, our most powerful supercomputers, they need megawatts of power, enough to run a small town, and they can't even come close to simulating what your brain does effortlessly. Plus, have you ever seen a supercomputer come up with a joke or feel wonder? Nope. And the wildest part? We learned so much, but we've really just scratched the surface. It's like what Santiago Ramon y Cajal, basically the father of modern neuroscience, said a long time ago. He called the brain a world with unexplored continents and vast unknown territories. And you know what? He's still right. Look, these numbers and facts are amazing. They really are. But this isn't just a science lesson. This is about you. So let's bring it all home. What does all of this mean for your life, right now, in this moment? Okay, if you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your brain is not a camera. It doesn't just passively record what's happening out there. No way. It's an artist. It's a builder. It takes all the messy, chaotic signals from your eyes and ears and skin, and it constructs everything you experience. Think about it. Every single thing is a creation happening inside your mind. That amazing color of the sunset, that's your brain's interpretation of light waves. The sound of your favorite song, that's your brain making sense of vibrations in the air. Even the feeling of love, that's a powerful cocktail of neurochemicals. You are literally living inside a masterpiece that your brain is painting moment by moment. So that leaves us with one last, pretty big thought. If your brain is the architect of your reality, and your thoughts and experiences are the building blocks, well, that puts you in a position of incredible power, doesn't it? You've got the most complex, creative tool in the known universe sitting on your shoulders. So the real question is, what are you going to build?